welcome to another Keith Lemon's Halloween doing. So what are we doing today? Well, let me tell you what we're doing if you don't know what we're doing. What we're doing is we're going to have a look at my top 5 horror Halloween figurines. That's the 1/6 scale, 12-inch sort of I'll smash your head in action man. Don't give me any of your lip. Barbie, do you want to go out for a drink size? They're not exactly Halloween figurines, but they're from the horror world. So I'm going to be looking at my top 5 horror figures that I own. I'm also going to be talking a lot about Lost Boys, one of my favourite vampire films. I'm going to show you some of my Lost Boys jackets, which I have recreated, replicas as such. And then I will be building a life-size David from Lost Boys.
Frightening.
So first off, here is my top 5 Halloween 1/6 scale figurines. So at number 5, it's Lon Chaney Jr. He doesn't look scary, does he? He looks like he's going for a business meeting with Judith Chalmers to see if they can bring back Wish You Were Here, where they go on holidays and tell you where you should go on holiday and how much it costs. But oh no, when that full moon comes out, that's when it gets scary, because he has the sign of the pentagon on his hand, and the gypsy lady tells him,
the pentagram, the sign of the wolf.
when full moon comes out, you will turn into a woofer. That's right, he is the wolf man. But in this formation, he's simply a gentleman in a wonderfully tailored suit, a hat that is removable. Good day to you. Let's have a look at his barnet. It's got a lovely barnet. The paint job is not as advanced as the more contemporary sideshow figures, but it's still a wonderful paint job. And it has a very good likeness to the actor Lon Chaney Jr., who is indeed a horror icon. He also comes with his cane or walking stick. It's not a walking stick, it's a cane. And that has a lovely sculpt of a wolf's head on it. His stand is a simple piece of sidewalk, that's American for pathway, that just clips to his foot, and he's very reminiscent of the cobbles on Coronation Street. So perhaps he's indeed going down to the Rovers for a pint. But if it's on a full moon, beware, Sally Webster, beware. Because Sally Webster is going to rip your neck out and spit down your eyeballs. I know that, Sally! That's Kevin Webster. At number 4, it is Lon Chaney Jr. in, indeed, his werewolf format. The moon has come out, he's turned it into the Wolfman, beard growing right up to eyeballs, teeth coming out, he's poised, he's got dog hoofs, his stand comprises of some little pegs that go into his feet, and it's modelled on a log. It's quite a heavy base. It's got some fungi growing out of the side of it. His clothes are really tailored nicely, and it's how I imagine the Wolfman to look, if indeed it was in colour, because back then it was in black and white. But don't worry, it was also scary. Not to the extent where I'd lay a brown onion in my underpants, but as a child, I was terrified. And I can remember thinking, oh no, my parents are putting horror films on. They're going to ruin my mind. And is that bad parenting? No, of course not, because here I am now talking to you about my 1/6 scale figurines. Enjoying life. So what are the other components? He doesn't have changeable hands because, again, this is early sideshow stuff. The paint job, again, is not as advanced as more recent sideshow figures, but it does come complete with some kind of bear track, which has a real chain on it. I like, actually, when they put a little bit of metal in there. This is early work from sideshow, but it's still very good. And I've had it for a long time, so again, it has sentimental value. Look at his lovely bouffant also. It's got a grand head of hair. He's just fallen over. At number 3 is Bela Lugosi, aka Count Dracula, and you can see he's in black and white. What a great idea. We only ever saw him in black and white anyway, but it's a wonderfully crafted head sculpt. I like the positioning of his fingers. He's saying, where is it? Over there? Again, he comes with a foot stand, which is very reminiscent of the cobbles on Coronation Street, and he comes complete with 2 rats that look a little bit scared of him. One of them's going,
oh no, it's Dracula, he's gonna eat us. What happened to him eating people now? He just eats rats all the time. Has he gone soft?
Actually, his hands that he's doing is when he goes, look into me eyes, look into me eyes, look at your thighs, I'm gonna bite them. His clobber's quite nice as well. Paint job, remember, this is early sideshow figurines, so it's not as advanced as contemporary sideshow figures. It looks very much like Bela Lugosi in Count Dracula from the film Count Dracula, starring Count Dracula. It's got a lovely little chain on his waistcoat, it's got a nice barnet, and I just like the black and white concept that, you know, it's from old films. So they've done him in black and white. It's good. At number 2, it's Christopher Lee as Count Dracula from the Hammer films. It's another sideshow figure. 1/6 scale. His clobber is really well tailored. He's got a lovely cape. It's a big one. They've spared no expense with that. Look at the size of it. It's like Batman's. It comes with some lovely bits and bobbins. But he's got what I'm thinking is a Bible. He's got a crucifix on a lovely chain. And of course, this candle. The base has got what looks like should be a button on there, but it's not a button. They've decided, no, let's not put a button on there. And underneath, it's got some sort of speaker thing. But it says, not a sound unit. There's also some sort of sculpt where you could have put a battery, but it's not a sound unit. Just looks like a sound unit, but it's not a sound unit. The head sculpt looks very much like Christopher Lee. He's got glossy eyes, like the more contemporary sideshow figures. And you can see it's a move on to where they are now. It's a classic figure. It's a classic horror figure. It's a classic icon. It's classic Dracula. Do you like Dracula? It's Dracula. To be honest, I don't think the camera gives him justice. In real life, in your hands, it looks proper good. And I used to shit my knickers at Christopher Lee playing Dracula because he had all red eyes. And as you can see, he's got all red eyes and stuff. And I just thought, man alive, if he was my teacher, don't ask me why I thought if he was my teacher, I guess I was at school, I would be terrified of him even more so than I am now. Him as not Dracula, me teacher when I was at school. Forget about it. It's Dracula. What's at number 1, I hear you say? What's at number 1? At number 1, it's Michael Jackson from the pop horror video classic Thriller. Just look at his leatherette jacket. I don't know what material it is. It's got a leathery feel to it. Of course, people make the mistake of thinking that Michael Jackson wore leather red jeans. He didn't. He just wore red denim jeans. He's got lovely loafers. The sculpt's bang on. This is a more up-to-date offering. It's by Hot Toys. Looks just like Michael Jackson to me. But now you're asking, why is that number 1? He's not scary. What's that got to do with it? Of course, I said Thriller, didn't I? He turns into a zombie. Shitting! He's a zombie. Wow, look at him as a zombie. Looks just like Michael Jackson in the video Thriller. Again, his clothes are perfectly tailored. The details are fantastic. We can see that this one has a ripped up jacket with like, he's dirty, he's zombified, except his socks are sparkly clean, just like in Thriller. Because Michael Jackson, when he's a zombie, he doesn't have dirty socks, does he? I loved this makeup, which was done by Rick Baker. And if you're a Rick Baker fan, there's a wonderful book that you can get. This is it. It's called Metamorphosis. It's a chunky book. Is it? Well, it's 2 books in one. Look, you can see like encyclopedias all about the work of Rick Baker. It's quite an expensive book. Comes in a wonderful box. I think it costs £1,000,000. On the front there, we can see that's the demon Nazi from An American Werewolf in London, directed by John Landis, and of course, he directed Michael Jackson's Thriller. So let's bask in the glory of number 1, Michael Jackson from the horror video Thriller, and have a look at him whilst we have some music on by Michael Jackson. Of course, Thriller. Oh. Right, that's the top 5 1/6 scale horror figurines as owned by me. And what's this? Hold on. Forgot to say. This also comes with the Bela Lugosi Dracula figure. It's a vampire bat. I expect that is Dracula when he turns into a vampire bat. So should it go up in the chart? No, I'll keep it how it was because I can't be bothered changing it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to talk about Lost Boys. The best vampire film, in my opinion, ever made. It came out in 1987. It's directed by Joel Schumacher. Executive producer is Richard Donner, who of course did Superman. It stars Kiefer Sutherland. Big up to Kiefer Sutherland for leaving me this message back when me and Paddy were doing Movie Fest.
Keith and Patty, Kiefer here. I just wanted to tell you how honored I am that you've chosen Lost Boys to be the theme of your event this year. I hope it goes really well, and I'd like to apologize for possibly bringing about the mullet. Anyways, cheers.
So he didn't just leave it to me, he left it to both me and Paddy. But he did leave me this message when he was with Chris Moyles.
A mate of mine just wanted to say hello. He's a big fan of your work. He saw your picture on Instagram the other day of you as your man from Lost Boys. Anyway, he just wanted to say hello. So,
Hey brother, how are you? We met, I think a few weeks back, and I told you I thought the picture was awesome, and I still do. Have an awesome day.
So anyone who knows me knows I'm a massive fan of this film. I remember I must have been about 14 or 15 when I saw The Lost Boys, and it blew me socks off. As soon as I came out, I wanted a trench coat. I wanted to dress like The Lost Boys. I've gone about it so much. I have a little mention in this book by Paul Davis. If you haven't got this book and you like The Lost Boys, Lost in the Shadows, then I recommend this. It's an amazing book behind the scenes of The Lost Boys. Great interviews, lots of wicked pictures. That one, it's a nice picture when I used to have hair like Anthea Turner. Let's just have a little flick through this. So as you can see, that's an amazing book. I got the chance to meet a lot of the cast of The Lost Boys when I went to the Love of Horror convention in Manchester, which was amazing. Photographs with people and such. Met Tim Capella, the saxophone player or saxophonist, who gave me a lovely message. I think this is the message here.
Hey Keith, how you doing, brother? This is Tim Capella from the Lost Boys saying it was awesome to meet you last October. And you know, I'm a New Yorker, so I had never seen your show. But my wife and I watched it in the hotel room after we met, and I swear, we were falling off the bed. Man, you are one funny motherfucker, I gotta tell you. And I'm so pissed that I don't get a chance to see your show every week here in New York. But, well, I hope I get to meet you again because I got everything crossed that I'm gonna come back and go back to the Love of Horror this year. We hope so, right? Yeah. And I hope you come up again because I just want to tell you, give you a big hug and just say you are like the funniest dude ever. So, Mr. Keith Lemon, I just want to say, mwah, this is coming from Tim Capello, who just wants you to know, oh, I still believe, yeah, yeah. All right, Keith, this is Tim Capello saying mwah and bye-bye. I hope I get to see you soon. Bye-bye, brother.
So we're super chuffed as the Lost Boys fans, as you can imagine. But what does every Lost Boys fan want? They want the clobber. I want a full set of the jackets. So that's what I set off work to do. I started making Marco's jacket. It took me a year to make, collecting all the tapestries and badges. This is my Marco jacket that I made. It was originally a Levi jacket. I sourced all the fabrics, the tapestries from eBay. Very, very much like the ones in the movie. I got a couple of badges which were the exact ones from the movie, replicated. Some of them I had to make myself. I did them in Photoshop and printed them out and sewed them on, ironed them onto fabric and sewn them on. You can see the back there, that's very hard to find. So I just made that. That's photoshopped and printed out onto fabric and I sewed that on. It took a long time. This jacket took a year to make, but it was a nice little project to have. Yeah, I do wear this now and again. No one knows it's from the Lost Boys apart from Lost Boys fans. Let's have a look at Paul's jacket. Here it is. This is Paul's jacket, or a replica of, that I have recreated. It's just a simple tailcoat from, I think, eBay, and some bits of leather that I had left over from, I don't know where I had it left over from, and some pins placed. As near as screen accurate as I could manage. And again, anyone who knows Lost Boys knows that that's Paul's jacket. Let's have a look at Dwayne's jacket. This, I've been on camera for a while. Hello, I'm still here. This is Dwayne's jacket. As you can see, it's just an old biker jacket that has a leopard down the arm. I painted this on with acrylic paints. When I bought this jacket, it was quite new looking, so I took it outside. I stood on it, I did a poo and a wee on it. I didn't do a poo and a wee on it, but I just stood on it and threw it around a little bit and made it look old. And there's it's very similar to what he has in the film. I did it as near as I could anywhere, but it's just a biker jacket. Really old and battered. Very 80s style, slightly bat-winged, as you can see. And this is David's jacket. Kiefer Sutherland's jacket. This is the exact same jacket used in the film. It's some sort of navy jacket from 19 blah blah. I can't remember the date. Which I researched it and found the exact one. It comes with some sort of lining that you can unbutton and take out, which I do because it comes too warm. It's got the watch and the medal and such, like the film. Not exactly screen accurate, but you get a good idea. It's quite a cool jacket actually. Of course, underneath it, I have this leather thing. He wears a leather biker jacket underneath. It was really hard to find one with really big lapels. Again, I beat this up with a wire brush. I took it outside and did a wee and a poo on it. I didn't do a wee and a poo on it. It kind of go like that. You recognise that from the film. Is there a picture on screen here? There is. So what do you do when you have these jackets? Well, this one I've worn on Halloween a couple of times. Do I display them? Not really, I just hang them up on my fancy dress rail. Yes, I have a fancy dress rail. But for the David one, I want to display it in my special man cave. And I'm going to do that on a mannequin. And lucky for me, someone made me a David head. This is the head that I had made for me by a lovely man called Tad Morris. Check out his Instagram, Mossogs. I'll put it on screen. Just look at that. I'm not sure if it's his sculpt, but he's definitely made it. He's punched all the hairs in. He's got wicked mouth, tongue, teeth, eyes. It came with some old eyes actually. These are the old eyes they add in, which again I was very impressed with. Then he recently sent me some new eyes. Look at these eyes. Fantastic. Can't remember the name of the guy who made these, but if you get in touch with Tad Morris on Instagram, Mossogs, I'm sure he'll tell you where you can get some eyes, all punched in hair. The barnet is incredible. It's just amazing. It's quite heavy as well. So what I'm going to do today is build a body for this out of an old spongy mannequin. The old spongy mannequin was £20 off eBay. It's rubbish. So I'm going to build it up a little bit with some bubble wrap. Then I'm going to pop this head on. Then I'm going to just stand and marvel at it and go, look, Kiefer Sutherland, aka David from the Lost Boys, just stood there on Halloween in my gaff. Amazing times. This has nothing to do with Halloween, but just look how scary that hair is. Pat Sharp. Rerun the fun. He sent me it today. He's a lovely man. I'm going to have a read of that. Okay, let's get on with this. So here we are on the operating table. You can see we've got this dodgy mannequin. Its bum there is Brock. It's got a broken bum. There, look at its leg damage. Its feet look like jacket potatoes that have been stood on. No hand as such. And an arm that is not connected to the torso. But we have bubble wrap. We have the ability to rebuild him. Let's do that. Bit weird this, isn't it? Isn't it weird? It's like one of those people on This Morning that have special dolls as their friends, isn't it? Got a sweat on. There he is, a life-size David from the Lost Boys, made out of an old mannequin that cost £20, bulked out and stiffened up with bubble wrap, and a head made by a fella called Tad Morris. Cheers for that. Join me tomorrow for more Keith Lemon's Halloween doings. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Strange. No one remembers your name.
I'm sweating.